Really cool. Outside space here.
Hello, everyone. This is the USS Susquehannock newsletter. And I guess it's not really a newsletter anymore. It's a news video.
Yeah.
And or maybe it's more of a podcast. That's it.
A visual podcast.
Anyway, after some technical problems, we're up and running.
Thank you, Joe.
Yes. So we're gonna go over a few things. And I think I will let you start. What stuff do you have?
Well, first, I was thinking about maybe we could talk about some activities for 2025. We've tried to start some activities in this year, and it just seemed like there wasn't a lot of interest. So we're thinking of trying, I'm gonna make some suggestions. Hopefully, if you're listening to this, you can add on to the suggestions. I tried to make some of them ones that are cheaper and some of them are ones that cost. You kind of have to keep that mixed. So let's see. My first idea, which is in probably February, would be the ice fests. I know that doesn't seem like a very sci-fi-ish thing to do, but sometimes they'll have Yodas and stuff, and it's just a fun thing to do, to walk around with your cup of hot cocoa and check out. Lidditz has theirs. Well, I know Chambersburg and Carlisle have theirs the same weekend, the last weekend of January that goes into February. But Lidditz has a nice one. Maybe we could set up something to go to that. I don't know how physically coordinated, if people are going to want to do this or not, but tubing's a lot of fun. Because really, I've done it. I'm the biggest klutz on the planet. And I'd managed not to hurt myself. So you go down in a big old tube, and if you bump into anybody or anything, you just bounce off. There's Chinese New Year going on at the Walters Gallery in February.
Oh yeah, we've been to that before. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and it's free. That's the word we love, free.
Yeah, because Walters is free.
Yep. For that matter, if there's something interesting at BMA, Baltimore Museum of Art, that's also free. There's a couple cons coming up. I don't know if people would be interested in. I did not pull these up to see who the guests were, but I just kind of want to put a bug in people's ears. Stellar Con is in Baltimore on February 22nd. ZolaCon is March 1st and 2nd in King of Prussia. And one that's actually kind of in our backyard, Creature Feature, on March 28th, is in Gettysburg.
Oh,
yeah.
And I wanted to mention, speaking of Gettysburg, Mythicon.
Yes.
February 7th to the 9th.
Yeah.
Last year, Doris and Jim and I went to that. It's a fairy festival type thing.
It was fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It was cute.
It was, yeah. Well, and there was such good cosplay. They had a nice dealer's room. They also had a nice stuff for kids and stuff too. Like I'm thinking of taking my 12-year-old great niece to it this year. And so that's at the Eisenhower Hotel and Conference Center in Gettysburg.
Yeah, it's something different. Something's kind of unique.
Yeah.
And then Farpoint is on July 7th. I know it's an expensive con, and they don't tend to get as many guests as Shorely's, but they do have I cannot remember the actress's name. She played Ro Laren on Next Gen. I can't think of it, but I mean, there's part of me that maybe I might be interested in seeing, I don't know, it's possible. But again, whatever you guys think too.
I'll bring it up here. Michelle Forbes.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And that Bonnie Gordon from Prodigy is going to be there.
That's true too. Yeah. So
everybody likes her. She's apparently very, very
nice,
fan forward and stuff like that.
Yeah. And actually this is an idea I stole from Joe. about Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. I know that doesn't seem very sci-fi-y, but it's could be really fun. I know they have, let's see, Murder for Two that is going from January 17th to February 22nd. This is a buffet, and then you get to see the play. I've been to plays there, and they really do an awesome job with them. And we were trying to set up something for White Christmas, and that is totally sold out, though I know you said they added some seats.
They added another, I mean, I just sent you the thing. I
Yeah,
think what it was is they added another performance.
yeah,
So,
but it's quality stuff. And then there's Waitress, which I think was on Broadway. I think I remember
yeah,
that being
it
on Broadway.
was it was also a movie. But the sad thing was the writer and lead actress in that was actually killed.
What?
Before the movie came out, just before the movie came out. Yeah, she was.
Really?
Yeah.
The one that plays in the play or the movie before the movie came out.
I don't remember whether it was, I don't know if she was on Broadway, but she was in the movie.
Oh, she was in the movie.
Yeah, I saw the movie. It was pretty, it's pretty good. But just looking up her. Oh, Adrienne Shelley was her name. Like I said, she wrote Waitress, and yeah, her death in 2006, I know this is a little off the subject,
okay.
but was the police initially said it was a suicide, but her husband insisted on a reevaluation, and it resulted in a conviction of a construction worker.
Oh,
He'd been working in her office apartment building. So yeah, Adrienne Shelley. So, and like I said, it was kind of like, right before the movie, which she was in with, I think she was in it with Cheryl Hines.
wow.
So anyway,
That's deep. That's
sorry,
yeah.
that's just my little side thing
I
on.
didn't know that, but anyway, that is playing at Dutch Apple Theater from February 28th to April 8th, April 5th. Yeah. So maybe we can get a group of us together and go do that. And
And just to be clear, this, well, I guess.
Are you sure? Somebody also, one of our mutual acquaintances, Bernadette, told me about a place called Toby's Theater, which is also a dinner theater, and they have 9 to 5. A very woman empowering movie, which would be very nice about now these times. And then I wanted to mention either the State Museum or Reading Public Museum. Both of them have planetariums, and the prices there are very cheap. If you have not been to the State Museum, they've got a lot of Pennsylvania state history, obviously, but I mean, it is very interesting.
Huge William Penn statue
that comes to life
there,
at night.
It comes alive. I'm telling you,
Just
ever since I was a kid, and they took me there.
Just like Night at the Museum, everything comes to life at night. All the buffalo come out of their little, hiding places, and there's a disco ball going around.
Yeah,
actually, it sounds kind of fun. I mean, yeah, they have more of a life than we do. But anyway, and the Reading Public Museum gets a lot of awesome exhibits that if you see them other places, would probably cost you a $25 ticket plus the exhibit price. You can go to this place for about $12 and it covers everything. And we've seen some really cool exhibits. I know Laura and I are going to see MC Escher. They are original Escher. Oh, that's another thing we could do as a group too, if anybody wanted to join us. I mean, because Escher has these very cool he used a lot of mathematics in his designs, and they look like streams that feed into eat to itself, you know, or buildings that look like on the surface like they're normal, but if you look, they they shouldn't be possible. He's known for the Mobius strip that's like supposed to show it. He was very fond of eternity, showing eternity, and he has pictures. Geez, it's not even pictures, prints. You know, that are supposed to look like the pictures going off into infinity and stuff. So he's very fascinating, and I think a lot of sci-fi fans might actually find his stuff very interesting. He is the man who got me into art because I saw his stuff and I mean was blown away. So that might be something that'll be a good outing, and it's not that expensive to help even up the prices if we go to any of these cons, which cost a small fortune. So and the Reading Museum and State Museum both have planetariums.
Now, I will say, if I remember correctly, that Reading planetarium, I don't think has Saturday
It's
planetarium
we have to go
shows.
Sunday
Yeah, it's
then.
only a Sunday,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, so, but you know, I mean, if people really want to go, we could get a schedule of their events coming up and everything. And I didn't have this written down, but of course there's observational places. I cannot think offhand what the one in my area is, but there's a couple. There's one in York and there's one in Harrisburg where you can do stargazing, and that's free. The only thing is it is on in the evening and oftentimes on a Sunday night, so
that's
kind of
that
make
one
it.
in Lewisberry, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's one in Lewisberry, and I think there's one near you, isn't there?
Yeah, at John Rudy Park.
So, I mean, again, free, you know, hopefully not on, maybe that's something to do in March or April because it's not too hot, not too cold, you know, or whatever, if people are into it.
Well, and usually these things, obviously, so that you can get a better look, sometimes they're a little out. And so if the weather's bad or there's ice or snow, it's gonna be even worse trying
Yeah.
to get to these places, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's again why it might be better for when it's a
Yeah.
little bit better.
So that is some of my ideas. Hopefully, the other people can, you know, we want everybody to participate in coming up with our activities. If there's something you want to do, you don't have to even be a member of an official member of the chapter. You can, well, just suggest.
Absolutely. We just, we want more participation, other than just like a core group of people. I want to mention the escape room in New York. I know there's a lot of them, but Jim, Doris, Joe, and I did one at the York one at the escape games, and we were just especially impressed with the way the whole place was set up. It was almost like when you went in, it was almost like you're going into a secret place,
Yeah.
like it was very, very, interesting. And we had a great time doing it. We didn't solve it.
No, came close.
Yeah, we were very impressed with how far we got.
Yes, we were.
A
lot farther than the first time we
Yeah.
did.
Well, and they have like, some really interesting themes. Because right now, come on. Right now, they still have Escape the 80s, got the Carnival,
Oh,
Escape the Jungle Around the World in 80 days. 80 minutes, it says. And stuff. And it's just it's a lot of fun. I mean, sometimes people are like, and the same thing happens with trivia. People are like, oh, I'm not good at that.
you don't have to be.
You don't have to be. I mean, it's just fun, and it's, working together and just, so that's something I wanted to throw in.
You know what else? I just thought of this. There's a selfie.
Oh yeah, but
I thought you said she was going on the road with it, but but I mean, you could get it's really fun if you can get a group of people to do it. And yeah, we did it. We had people watching us through the front windows because we were carrying on
Oh,
like
yeah.
usual.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's just it's fun. I mean, you can bring some props along with
And they have all
you.
sorts of backgrounds, like,
Yeah.
for you to, and they're like little, rooms and stuff. But yeah, I think she's going on the road with it. But I think it said that she's also still doing,
Oh,
like,
she is.
she said, it said something about I'll still be around or something. But anyway, you're
Yeah.
right. That was a
But
blast.
I mean, it was not bad price wise, and you got like a long time, and she was very helpful, kind of helped you. Sometimes you go up to those rooms and, well, Laura and I, if we don't do what we're supposed to do, we come up with something else. But some people might be like, well, I'm not sure what to do with this room. Well, she's very helpful to tell you, oh, this room is, the science lab, and, you're supposed to use these other things because not everybody's as nuts as we are, but it's a lot of fun, and you get the pictures are a nice memory. You just take them on your phone. They have something that goes around and you stick your own phone in it. And you take the picture from there's a little handheld device you can take the picture with. So it's just it was a hoot.
And I'm sure they'll, because here I brought the thing up. It's going mobile starting in February. They're gonna bring the experience directly to your events. They'll have themed booths and even their 360 photo booth
Oh, that was
and
fun.
tables and chairs. So it
Yeah.
kind of sounds like this would be something like if you're having a wedding that you bring something to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your I guess what I'm trying to say is it might cost more. It might be something like when you get like a photographer to come to
Oh,
your
yeah.
wedding or something like that. So I
Well, we'll
don't know.
see. We'll
She
call.
said it says will still pop up at the mall once a year. But but selfie is a chain, so there might be another one. But um yeah, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and close by.
Yeah.
So,
Well, because we got a late start. The one thing I wanted to talk about was something I learned from Jenny. She follows this Star Trek club down in Maryland. It's not a part of Starfleet, it's a separate thing. And they're kind of like a loose social group type thing. But anyway, she saw this thing on there. There was a Kickstarter campaign, and it has been fully funded.
no
Technology.
electronics want to work today.
Yeah, this has definitely been, yeah. It was a Kickstarter campaign and it has been fully funded. It is a Star Trek murder mystery and escape room games. And it's using the worlds of Star Trek Picard and of Strange New Worlds. And I believe the guy who did this, what the hell is that actor's name? God, I can't remember his name. He was at Shore Leave last year. Todd Statch
Oh, the no guy
is part of this.
is that him?
I don't know. He was in Picard and I haven't finished that.
Oh, then I won't go into it.
But so at any rate, okay. Now I know what the puzzle. So the one it says gather around the table with friends for a game night experience you'll talk about for years to come.
Cool.
Work together to uncover the key evidence. Use your Starfleet command badge to report your findings and avoid war with the Klingons in a murder mystery game. It says anyone who is a fan of Star Trek will love the Picard themed immersive story elements. But no previous knowledge of Star Trek is required to solve the mystery. It says study Captain Liam Shaw's and Seven of Nine's evidence and use the augmented reality embedded in your Starfleet command badge to clear Captain Shaw, eliminate suspects, and avoid the wrath of the Klingon High Council. And apparently it's called Murder on the Titan A. And the writer is Ann Tibbetts. I think it just sounds like a blast. Probably about a month ago, my niece did this murder mystery thing. And it was so like we didn't know what to expect, but it was actually so much fun because you really did like have to work together and figure out the evidence and stuff like that. You were playing as the detectives rather than like it being done like a play where you're each a suspect and stuff like that was really cool. So that's what that was about. And then there's also going to be the Mary Celeste game. If anybody knows history, the Mary Celeste was the a boat that was found like empty, and there was all this lore about why and stuff. But this one's going to be done as like an escape game. Have you ever wanted to be a Starfleet cadet leading an away mission to an unknown alien ship? You are the cadet aboard the Enterprise on what you thought was a routine training mission. Coming out of warp, the Enterprise has discovered a strange and apparently abandoned alien ship. You're summoned into the briefing room to discover that Captain Pike and First Officer Pike has given you your first assignment. So that sounds like fun too. So I just wanted to I just wanted to talk about Todd Stashwick.
It is the no guy.
Is part of it. Okay.
He was always like, it was his like line all the time. So he got a reputation.
I feel like he was in I know he did it well, I know he did a couple episodes of Psych, but maybe he was in Walking Dead too. But at any rate, yeah. It it just sounds like fun. When it officially becomes available, I think it would be a great thing for us to get.
Yeah.
And, have, do it, as kind of, a budget night type thing or whatever at somebody's, house or wherever.
I'd be into it.
Yeah, I think it'd be, it'd be a real blast. That was one thing I had. Seeing that pit, well, no, I don't want that. It has just been a weird tech day.
Yes,
Very
it
weird.
has.
So I've been to a couple of craft shows recently where someone has done has done something with like all of the branches of our military. And see if I can find a good picture. The thing that cracks me up, and I know that people have probably already seen this, but the Space Force symbol, if
It's
you
very
can see
Trek-esque.
that's Trek.
Yes, it is.
I'm like, they stole ours.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just so weird. This is just like, I don't know. It's just oh, there's the thing. This really looks like it. I know I could be bringing this up and sharing, but
Because the Vulcans are coming soon. It's a sign.
first contact. Just like every time
I know.
I almost wanted to buy it
Me too.
because it looks so much like
I
the Star
know.
Trek thing.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so, I think, is that all you had
The only other thing that I had, I can buzz through this quickly if you want
before
to.
we have our special guest?
Yes, our special guest. Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Apparently is coming in sometime in 2025, but there is no specified date. Um, let's see, what was the other thing I wanted to tell you?
Oh, that area.
Yeah, here it is. I was looking for it. Star Trek Section 31. It is now going to be a movie instead of a TV series.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, so with Michelle Yeoh, which is awesome. And she's reprising her role as Emperor Philippa Georgiou, the former ruler of the Mirror Universe. And it will happen in Star Trek's 24th century Lost Era. But there's this one I thought this was a rumor before, but it looks like it's happening. Star Trek Starfleet Academy.
Yes, I was just bringing that up.
Yeah. It is the new Star Trek series on Paramount with you don't even know when the production is. Let's see.
It's got some, I mean,
It's got Holly Hunter's on it, Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, which is unusual for like Star Trek usually uses kind of lesser known,
Yeah.
Actors and stuff who, then, but yeah, and yeah, this one I'm
Optimistic
cautiously optimistic.
or nauseously optimistic.
As long as they don't sing, I'll be happy.
Well, I love that episode, but that's on another.
You don't want to hear that every
yeah,
time, right?
Yeah. Or we did our whole Siskel and Eve thing on that.
It's set in the 32nd century.
Yeah, but it looks like it could be really interesting. Really, I'm kind of glad to see them keeping Trek going, because there for a while we lost several episodes. And then let's see, it says that there is an untitled Star Trek live action comedy, which I definitely want to see. And it looks like is Tawny Newsome the one that's Mariner in Lower Decks? She's going to be part of it.
I know Lower Decks last season is out, the final season is out there. Really watch it.
It is.
I mean, it's good, and it's already a comedy, so I don't know.
Well, this is a live action as opposed to a cartoon, and she's in on it. Was Justin? What was the name? Justin Samio? Is he?
No, that's
a different person.
Boimler is played by Dennis Quaid's son.
Okay,
yeah.
Never mind that.
His first name I can't remember.
But the person who plays Mariner, it's created by Tawny Newsome and this other guy that I thought played the other guy, but what didn't. And it's set on a pleasure planet somewhere in the galaxy.
Are you sure that isn't like, from Pornhub or something?
Well, now that you mention it, new Star Trek porn coming to you. No, just kidding.
Yeah, that music. The person
waka waka waka.
I'm bringing you a space pizza, and it's so hot out there.
Are you fully functional?
Okay, this went off the rails.
Who's doing it? It was. But anyway,
okay.
It is Newsome was inspired by her lifelong Star Trek Deep Space Nine fandom and standalone Star Trek episodes of the past. While little is known about the series, a live action comedy is a bolder frontier for Star Trek.
Okay.
Nice
well,
little,
let's get Carl over here because we only have 15 minutes left. And
here he comes.
So we don't have to turn this around. Why don't you guys just change?
Sounds good.
Places.
You're done with me anyway, right?
Yeah. So why don't you give me your microphone?
That would help. They don't need to hear the conversation over at the table.
Yeah. You're on a hot mic. You're on a hot mic.
It's too low. Is this okay?
That should be fine. You have a more boisterous sort of voice anyway, so you should do just fine.
Hi, good afternoon. Carl Diedrich, Charities Officer here. So a couple things I just want to discuss about things upcoming. Now, again, these will be things having to do with being discussed in meetings and voted at in meetings and online. But, as most of you know, in its 16-year history, the USS Susquehannock has been involved in supporting different charities. And, I'm proud to say we're well into double-digit thousands between what we raised and going to events and contributing there. We really made a difference that way. Several years ago, we did decide to revote every 2 years. So I have, and I'm going to read the list here. Now, this list includes new ideas from members. And yes, you must be a member of Starfleet and USS Susquehannock to vote, and some traditional ones that we've been in the past. You do have until December 1st to propose a charity. Okay, you can propose a charity through contacting me. You can either put it on the Facebook page or IM me. So this is
Yeah,
what
and
we
you can also, you don't have to be, you don't have to be a Starfleet member to suggest a charity. And you can let Carl know, go on Facebook. You can message go, send us a Facebook message, Jim, Laura, or Mike too, and we'll relay it. But you do have to be a member to vote.
Right. So, okay, well, first of all, let me go down the list. I don't want to discuss just one or two things, okay? So, again, some of these are new proposals, some of these are the two we're doing now, and some of these are things we've done in the past. So, I will read this list of 6 so far, discuss one or two of them, as there are 2 or 3, especially the ones we have done or are doing. So, we have the American Cancer Society, we have New Hope Ministries, we have Rivertown Pride Center, we have Vision Resources of Central PA, Wolf Sanctuary PA, and Wounded Warriors. Okay, so these are the ones that we have been involved in the past and are currently involved in now. Okay, the American Cancer Society, we have in the past had what's called a Relay for Life team where members switch off and you walk a track 24 hours. As your team, we were the USS Susquehannock. There's a lot of the different teams there, churches, organizations, things like that. You do, I don't know if we have the membership for that right now, but you could still adopt that and do that. And we were even talking about showing up the day they have the relay. It's usually at a track at the York Tech. They have a survivor's lap of people who overcame cancer. They have different things that you can do, with different people's camps, as they call it, that are walking to raise money. So again, it's not contingent that we have an actual Relay for Life team and commit to that 24-hour walk on and off.
But it is fun.
But it is fun. It's a lesson of endurance. Okay, New Hope Ministries is a new one. Rivertown Pride Center is a new one. Vision Resources of Central PA is a new one. Now, anyone who proposed those, they can send me the links and I can put them on our Facebook page. You're welcome to come to a meeting and discuss why you chose those. Okay, Wolf Sanctuary PA, as most of you know, is in Lidditz. They do save wolves and hybrid dog wolves from extinction, where they keep them in as natural an environment as they can, and save them from extinction, things like that. We have adopted certain wolves and stuff in the past. And then finally, and that's one of our current ones. And then finally, there's Wounded Warriors. That's one of our current ones too, where they help out, people who serve in the military who have been wounded and need help, things like that.
You're missing one.
What am I missing?
NAMI, the
Okay.
group that I suggested.
Okay. How do you, NA?
NAMI. It's the National Association for Mental Illness, which kind of sounds like it wants to give you mental illness, but what it actually is a group. All their programs are free. They have support groups for people who have, various mental illnesses, everything from like anxiety to like schizophrenia. They have family groups, to help families who are caregivers of those with mental illness. They have ones for veterans, and they have, a couple other ones. I won't go into everything, but at any rate, they're, like I said, all their programs are free and they can always use extra bucks to keep them going.
Right, and that's, a good segue too. We all have things that are near and dear to our heart. Originally we started with American Cancer Society. I proposed that, I thought, well, anyone from any background can have cancer. My mother had breast cancer removed while she was living. So, we want to keep all these things into consideration when we vote. What's important to me, what's important to others, what is general good, and think that. And another thing we're going to segue into is, which has to be voted on as well. Do we want to keep two charities or put it down to one to make more of a difference there? We are going to discuss in the meeting today, which has to be voted on like anything else, like to come up with the top two that are voted on and decide from there whether keeping both of them or one. But again, there's been, we all have things that, and I'm sure they're all great, but we vote every 2 years. We want to be, we want to have that communication where we graciously accept whatever's voted for and consider the opinions of others. So again, it's one of the really positive things for this club. Not only do we go to an event, we promote Starfleet and fandom, but we're somewhere, I would say, between, we're probably between what we raised. Some years we did over $1,000, especially for relay, and what we contributed while we're at events. We're probably at around between $15,000 and $20,000. Everything considered. And when you're talking more than $1,000 a year for a small organization, I think it's really a good thing. So we want to, focus on the positive and that people, that what we choose is what everyone accepts, and another chance will come around again.
And the charity part of being a part of Starfleet is always something that really attracted me, because as as one person, you could give money to a group, to a charity. But when you can work as a group, you can make more money and you feel like, maybe you're doing even more of a difference. So,
Right. And one thing that I'm going to discuss briefly today in the meeting, like again, we're going to try to collect cans, non-perishable things. So like,
bring it
let's
to our
say,
Christmas
right, bring
party.
it to our Christmas party. So, when you go to the store, grab a couple non-perishable things to do something like that. And then it's not something we're officially raising money from the club for, but even for away missions, okay? It's like Laura said, the Relay for Life is a lot of fun. They have a whole carnival with bounce houses, different stands, entertainment set up. If we don't pick American Cancer Society, we can have an away mission to go and see the survivors of cancer walk, contribute a little bit with the food they have and everything to purchase there. So like if yours isn't picked, all isn't lost for that thing. It's just, we are segueing, thinking what membership numbers we have, what we usually get, and responding appropriately to things like that. So, to thank you in advance. There are going to be, again, December 1st. You can IM me or one of the other officers, the XO or captain. Is the cutoff date for recommending a charity. I will go over the list one more time, and then we will vote. We will take the top two and then vote on one or two. And there will be, you don't have to be at the meeting to vote. You have to be a member, and there will be a cutoff date that I will post, that you have to vote by, make sure. So again, we have NAMI, Wounded Warriors, Wolf Sanctuary of PA, Vision Resources of Central PA, Rivertown Pride Center, New Hope Ministries, and American Cancer Society. Okay, thank you very much, and think them over. If you want to send me a link to put on our Facebook that people can look at the organizations, that's a great idea. I'll see you soon.
And then the very last thing, I just want to remind people about the holiday party is December 8th at the Hosses in Mechanicsburg at 1 o'clock. We're starting a little earlier because it's a Sunday and everybody has to work the next day. But it would be so great. And it doesn't have to cost a lot. If you bring a can or the perishable, non-perishable item because we'd really like to have, really like to have a nice thing to be able to, to give. Like I said, we hope to see you the holiday party. We have games, prizes, and we just have a really good time. So, I'm gonna sign off because it's just about time for the meeting. Thank you as always. And, if you have any questions or anything, you can reach out to Jim, to Mike, or, to me. All right.
The big bourbon guy,
and-
he was from the deep south, and he was just the most.
Live long and prosper.
High school and stuff.
Yeah.
Only public person I ever knew.